Deb here from Dolce Bella Designs, and today I have a new stitch tutorial for you. In this stitch is called the half double crochet cluster V stitch. This is what I would consider an intermediate stitch. Although it does use the half double crochet or a form of to make a cluster out of it, it is a little more complicated, but once you learn it, it is fairly easy to do. It creates a quite a dense but yet airy fabric. It has some depth to it. You can see here that it does have some depth to it. It creates a very unique texture as well. Please let me, and it is reversible. On the front and on the back it's the same. Please let me know in the comments below what kind of project you think would be good to use this stitch for. A link for the free written instructions is also found in the description below, as well as a link to my blog at dolcebelladesigns.com, where you can find patterns using many of the different stitches that I put on my YouTube channel here. Thanks so much for joining me here today, and don't forget to subscribe while you are here. So let's pick up our hook and some yarn, and let's get started with learning the half double crochet cluster V stitch. So the half double crochet cluster V stitch is going to be putting two half double cluster stitches in the same stitch with a chain one in between, making a V stitch. For this pattern, we are going to need to chain a multiple. For our foundation chain needs to be a multiple of 3. So I'm going to chain 18. And there is 18 chains. Okay, to start this stitch, we are going to start in the 4th chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And in that 4th chain, we are going to start by making a half double crochet cluster. So we're going to yarn over and insert our hook, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, and insert back into that same space or that same chain and pull up yet another loop. You should have 5 loops on your hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to yarn over and pull through all 5 of those loops. We have just created our first double or half double crochet cluster. We are now going to chain 1, and we are going to get ready to go back into that same stitch and make our second half double crochet cluster. So we're going to yarn over, insert back into that same stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same stitch and pull up another loop, 5 loops on our hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. Now you can see we have made our first half double crochet cluster V stitch. Our chain 3, the 3 chains that we skipped count as a half double crochet and a skipped chain. So every beginning of the row, we're going to have a half double crochet, and every end of the row, we're going to have just a half double crochet. Now we are going to skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in that 3rd chain, we're going to do our half double crochet cluster stitch again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. Now we're ready to chain 1 to make our V, and now we're going to put 1 more half double crochet cluster in that same stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. and we've made our second half double crochet cluster V-stitch. All right, we're going to repeat that again. Skip 2 chains, 1, 2, and in the 3rd chain, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, into that same chain, pull up yet another loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. The first leg of our half double crochet cluster V stitch has been made. Chain 1. Now we're ready for that second leg. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up your loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 5. Now we have completed our 3rd half double crochet cluster stitch, V-stitch. We're going to continue with that pattern all the way across the first row. We will stop when we have 2 chains left. I will meet you at the end. Okay, I am at the end of my row. I have 2 chains left. I'm going to skip this chain, and in the final chain, I am going to make a half double crochet stitch. All right, and there is my first row of half double crochet cluster V stitches. The first row is the most challenging because you're working into the chain as your foundation. Now we're going to chain 2, turn our work, and for row 2 is our repeat row. So this is the row we're going to repeat for the length of your project. It is much easier. You've chain 2 is going to count as your first half double crochet. Then we're going to create our half double crochet cluster stitches in that chain 1 space between our 2 clusters in the row below. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook in that chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. Chain 1, you have your first cluster of the V stitch made. Again, yarn over, insert into that same space, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert into the same space, pull up your loop, 5 loops on your hook, yarn over, and pull through all 5. And you've made your first half double crochet cluster of your second row. Now we're going to move on to our second half double crochet cluster V-stitch, and we're going to do it in the next chain 1 space. So you're going to skip the next 2 cluster stitches, and in the chain 1 space, make a half double crochet cluster by yarning over, inserting your hook, pulling up a loop, yarn over, inserting your hook, pulling up a loop, 5 loops, yarn over, and pull through all 5. Chain 1, and you're ready to begin the second cluster of this V-stitch. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 5 loops. We're going to continue that all the way across the row. I will meet you at the end. Okay, I am at the end at my last half double crochet cluster V-stitch, and in that chain 1 space, I'm going to make my 2 clusters and chain 1. There's 1 cluster, chain 1, my second half double crochet cluster, and now I am ready to finish the row. And in the top of this turning chain, I am going to make a half double crochet stitch. And now we have finished our our second row of our half double crochet cluster stitches. We can now chain 2 and turn our work. We are ready to repeat that last row we just did, putting a half double crochet cluster and a chain 1 in each of those chain 1 spaces. all the way across. So again, go to the chain 1 space, half double crochet cluster, chain 1, half double crochet cluster, and we've made our half double crochet cluster V-stitch. So we'll continue that across our 3rd row. Half double crochet cluster, chain 1, half double crochet cluster, chain 1. So we've got a half double crochet cluster, a chain 1, and a half double crochet cluster in the same stitch. Same chain 1 space. Okay, last half double crochet cluster V. Chain 1, and half double crochet, very last turning chain. And that is how you make the half double crochet cluster V stitch. Again, it's a wonderful stitch. Would be great to use in scarves, blankets, hats, many of different projects. Thank you so much for stopping by Dolce Bella Designs. And until next time, happy crocheting.